This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Now at 11, we start with breaking news. Detectives have arrested the man they say is responsible for deliberately setting 8 fires across Indianapolis. The U.S. Marshals Service helped IMPD and Indy Fire investigators track down and arrest 40-year-old Daniel Bradshaw in Evansville. Investigators say Bradshaw was involved with 8 fires dating back to September of 2014. The most recent 3 fires happened in the early morning hours of July 2nd. Metro Police say Bradshaw is linked to 2 other fires that burned on Christmas morning on Alabama Street and New Jersey Street. This week, detectives released surveillance images of the person they believe started the most recent fires. Tonight, they are thanking the community for coming forward with information that led to Bradshaw's arrest. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office will review the case and make a decision about charges. We'll let you know what happens here on air and on the IndyChannel.com. Right now, 200 million people are facing oppressively hot temperatures, including us right here in central Indiana. The sun is down, but the warmth continues. I'm here in the tracking center with Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory, and I think a lot of people just want to know, when can we catch a break with this?
24 more hours, then on Sunday a little bit of a break, and then you really feel the difference on Monday. Let me just show you. We talked about how what a large part of the U.S. is involved here. Over 1,500 miles from the central U.S. all the way to the mid-Atlantic with the heat warnings, and our temperature right now is 82. It shouldn't be this warm. 85 is our average high temperature, and we can still talk heat index at this hour. 92 is what it feels like in Muncie, and 89 in Lafayette with an actual temperature of 83. The winds out of the southwest, we've had a little bit of a breeze that helps somewhat during the day. Tomorrow we'll quickly, by noon, get up to around 90 degrees, right back to 93, 94 for the afternoon high temperature. Then on Sunday, we're down a little bit because our thunderstorm chances will increase, and on Monday it will feel like a different season. We'll put all this together. There's a transition from Sunday to Monday that will include some thunderstorms. More on that in a bit.
Well, some things to keep in mind if you're going to be outside this weekend. Make yourself familiar with the 3 stages of heat-related illness. Heat cramps involve a headache, dizziness, and nausea. You might also notice muscle spasms. The signs of heat exhaustion include sweating, dizziness, and fainting. Heat stroke is the most serious condition. That's when your core temperature reaches 104 degrees or higher. You'll notice extreme sweating, spasms, and pain. All of these conditions can lead to serious health problems, so don't ignore the warning signs. Electric scooter companies have been operating in Indianapolis for more than a year now, but the debate over scooter safety is just getting started. New at 11, an Indianapolis woman says she was left for dead after someone hit her while she was riding a scooter downtown. Only RTV6's Graham Hunter has her plea for help and the change she believes she can make scooters safer for everyone.
That person, they could have not known whether they killed me or not.
Laurel Ann Nance was on her way home.
I get off work late sometimes because I work at a bar.
It was around 1:30 early Tuesday morning. Nance was riding west on Indiana and had the signal to cross 10th Street. She says a car that was driving east turned left on 10th Street as she was crossing.
Tumbled over the car and tumbled over onto the road, just laying there and shocked at what just happened. I can't even describe it.
She caught just a glimpse of the car.
I kind of tried to look up to see the car. That's all I saw. It was silver, but it just kind of stopped a little bit and then took off.
While Nance lay in the road.
I don't know how long I was there for before I could have gotten run over again.
Someone eventually stopped and called for help.
Thank you. I mean, you are a beautiful person and a good Samaritan.
Now Nance wants answers.
We're really struggling on trying to figure out who just hit me and left me there in the road.
She's hoping someone will remember seeing that silver car that was driving along Indiana and 10th Street around 1:30 Tuesday morning and call police.
It's hard for me to walk. Both my ankles are sprained.
Nance has started a GoFundMe because right now she can't work and she's studying to be an EMT.
I had 2 clinicals this week that I had to miss.
When she misses training, her certifications are at risk.
I talked to my EMT instructor. We have to appeal to the state now to figure out how to get those, hours.
Nance wants scooter companies to take additional steps towards safer rides.
They should step up their game in safety instead of just, you should wear a helmet.
She says no one carries a helmet and wants them required for riders.
I mean, a helmet probably would have helped at least save at least some part of my face.
Nance is grateful that's all that happened.
I'm blessed that nothing worse happened. I'm blessed I don't have a spinal injury. I'm blessed I don't have any broken extremities.
She hopes someone turns the driver in or that the driver takes responsibility.
I hope that maybe you can find peace and come forward somehow, some way.
Reporting in downtown Indianapolis, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
Well, just this week, the Indy City County Council voted to change the definition of an electric scooter. The city now considers them separate from cars and bicycles. The ordinance gets around a new state law that would have allowed scooters on sidewalks and greenways. Electric scooters are still banned from those areas, and the penalty is a $20 ticket. Back in May, the city authorized 2 additional scooter companies to operate in Indianapolis, bringing the total number of companies to 4. 1 year ago today, a storm rocked a Missouri lake and led to the deaths of 17 people, including an Indianapolis family. A duck boat carrying 31 people on Table Rock Lake near Branson sank. The Coleman family is asking for space to mourn their 9 relatives killed in the duck boat tragedy. Duck boat operations are still running across the country today, but several companies have shut down because they can no longer get insurance to cover their operations.
We are seeing company after company start to fold and say they could no longer continue. We are thankful for that because we've been trying to get these death traps off the water and off our streets, and that's beginning to occur.
The company at the center of the duck boat tragedy recently settled more than half of the lawsuits filed against it. 3 of its employees are facing federal charges, including the captain. Right now, Indianapolis Congressman Andre Carson is pushing for a law that would improve safety for amphibious vehicles, including duck boats. The number of accidental deaths from drug overdoses is going down, but opioids are still a major problem in Marion County. That's according to new research from IU's Public Policy Institute. Researchers found the total number of overdoses went down 11% from 2017 to 2018, but the number of overdoses involving the powerful synthetic opioid fentanyl went up 5%.
Fentanyl is still a significant issue in our community. While it's a positive factor that the number of deaths are down, it doesn't necessarily mean that the problem is, being solved right away.
Narcan is a drug that can counteract and stop the effects of an opioid overdose. The study also found an increase in overdoses from illicit drugs compared to prescription medication. IU researchers are going to keep studying overdoses in Marion County to help the state health department keep track of this issue. A warning tonight from Call 6 Investigates about a phone scam that can empty your bank account. Scammers have started spoofing phone numbers that look on your caller ID like they're from a local business, even the power company. Well, that's what happened to the manager of a clothing store on Washington Street. He says the person at the other end of the line identified themselves as an IPL employee and threatened to shut the store's power off if he didn't pay up.
I said, well, let me stop you there. We got this call a couple months ago. I called IPL. IPL said, no, we do not call customers to tell them we're going to shut their power off. And then click, she just hung up on me.
He didn't fall for it, but many do, including homes and business owners. IPL tells Call 6 that if they do call a customer, a representative will have specific and accurate information about your account. They do not require certain types of payment, so be on high alert if the caller demands that you use a prepaid debit card or demands you pay in a specific way. When in doubt, hang up and call IPL to verify questions about your account. There's the number. The utility says they are working with authorities to stop these types of calls. Indianapolis is changing up plans for 2 new downtown hotels at Pan Am Plaza. Instead of building both, only one will go up at a time. Mayor Hogsett announced the change in a letter to the owners of the city's other major downtown hotels. They expressed concern about the original plan when it was first released last year. The first hotel, built by Kite Realty, will be 38 stories with 800 rooms. Another hotel with 600 rooms will be built if it looks like there's enough demand for another downtown hotel. New parking enforcement technology is frustrating drivers in Noblesville. The controversy happening now over a rule that's been on the books for 30 years. And coming up in Hiring Hoosiers, a program that's opening doors and making employment possible for those recently released from prison.
And thunderstorm chances will increase on Sunday. We'll talk about what that means for our Monday temperatures and a whole new season.
RTV6 is working for you, asking for answers and solutions when your safety is on the line. Here are some of the results we've been getting thanks to your requests for help.
4 months after a 24-year-old man was killed walking near 82nd Street in the Castleton Square Mall, the pedestrian crosswalk signals here are still out. night. In fact, we counted 6 intersections along 82nd from Ivy Knoll to Bash Street where the signals are not working. The Department of Public Works tells me they're aware the crosswalk signals are in need of repair.
Working for you and getting results. Extremely busy intersections near Castleton Square Mall now have working pedestrian crosswalk signals after our report a month ago showed some had not been working, creating a dangerous situation for walkers. Frightening is how some bicyclists describe what it's like riding along the new bike path over the Eagle Creek Reservoir.
We've actually seen on multiple occasions now cars enter the trail to make a pass and then get back over into the lane of traffic.
Now that the orange construction barrels have been removed since the project wrapped up, he says there are no safeguards in place to protect pedestrians and bicyclists.
RTV6 is working for you, and it's always about getting results for you every day. Within 24 hours of our story airing on Monday, there are now temporary safety barrels in place on West 56th Street over the Eagle Creek Reservoir to protect bicyclists and pedestrians from traffic. The barrels, we're told, are just a temporary measure until DPW can install some reflective equipment along the white stripes separating those bike lanes.
Complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Tomorrow marks 50 years since one of the most iconic moments in American history and one of the biggest in all of human history. On June 20th, 1969, Apollo 11 became the first manned spacecraft to land on the moon. Well, celebrations have been taking place all week across the country and in Cape Canaveral, Florida. Today, the Postal Service unveiled 2 forever stamps commemorating the moon landing. One is the iconic image of Buzz Aldrin taken by Neil Armstrong. The other is a more recent image of the moon with a dot showing where the lunar module touched down. Meanwhile, Google is paying tribute to the woman who created the software that helped Apollo 11 make it to the moon. The company used mirrors to create a portrait of the Mojave Desert of Margaret Hamilton. The whole thing takes up almost 1.5 square miles. Hamilton led the team that developed onboard flight software for all of NASA's manned Apollo missions. She's credited with coining the term software engineering. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi made a stop in Indiana tonight to speak to a crowd at the Young Democrats of America convention in downtown Indianapolis. Pelosi praised the past and present of the Democratic Party. She also discussed the bill to raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour, passed by the House of Representatives on Thursday. But the increase is very unlikely to pass the Senate and become law. She kept the message positive, but did mention her party's role in the investigations into President Trump.
We legislate. We investigate, and we litigate, and we will hold the president accountable.
In response to Pelosi's speech, the spokesperson of the Republican National Committee accused her of refusing to act on anything Hoosiers want to see in Washington. The Young Democrats of America convention wraps up tomorrow. Working for you, RTV6 is taking a look at a touch time limit that's frustrating drivers in downtown Noblesville. Parking spots near the courthouse, stores, and restaurants all have a 2-hour time limit for free parking between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. New technology goes a step further to crack down on drivers who try to move their vehicles to get around the rules. The parking enforcement vehicle records license plates, so once your time is up, moving your car won't restart the 2-hour time limit. Employees of stores and restaurants in downtown Noblesville say the restrictions are keeping customers away, but the city says its rules lead to more turnover in prime parking spots.
If you go to Smith Jewelers and you spend an hour purchasing a nice piece of jewelry and you want to go to Mateo's and have lunch after, you've already used all of your time. You may have also been parked in front of Mateo's when you're in Smith's. So Mateo's has effectively lost that parking place. So the same car disrupts 2 businesses.
Noblesville says its 2-hour parking rule has been in place for 30 years. The only thing that's changed is the new enforcement vehicle. There are public lots near the square, but drivers say they're less convenient. The city is also building a new downtown parking garage. RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers is working to make sure everyone who wants a job has the means to find one, and that includes connecting you to resources to remove barriers. Tonight, we want you to meet LaTwan Jackson. He's come a long way since he made a series of bad decisions and committed a serious crime, attempted murder. He's now a prep cook at a downtown Indianapolis hotel and took culinary classes at Ivy Tech. It wasn't long after his release from prison in 2017 that LeTuan learned about CareSource. CareSource is a nonprofit health insurer providing health care coverage for Medicaid consumers. But there's much more to it, including its life services and reentry program, which helps convicts transition into society.
That life coach will sit down with the member and determine what education and employment goals they have and help sort of develop a roadmap to get to those goals.
She helped me with my resume. She helped me get my tools that my financial aid wouldn't cover for school because I just completed a semester at Ivy Tech. And on a consistent basis, she helps me sort through things that, like technology, it's overwhelming at times.
The CareSource reentry program is now in all 15 Indiana prisons. It has helped more than 1,500 ex-offenders, partnering with schools and more than 160 local employers who have made a commitment to hire CareSource members. If you or someone you know could benefit from this program, click on the story at our website, hiringhoosiers.com, and the link we provide to CareSource. The state's unemployment rate declined slightly last month. The Indiana Department of Workforce Development says June's unemployment rate was 3.5% compared to 3.6% in May. That's lower than the national rate. Private sector employment grew by 6,800 jobs over the previous month. Hey, the extreme heat did not keep R&B music fans indoors tonight. There was a huge turnout for Black Expo Music Heritage Concert. It's an annual free outdoor concert on the American Legion Mall. Tonight's acts included Angela Winbush, Guy, and Confunction. It was a large crowd, and with the heat and humidity there, organizers urged everyone to dress lightly and drink plenty of water. We wanted everyone to be safe and enjoy everything that was going on at the American Legion today.
And at least it was dry.
Yes.
You know, no thunderstorms to deal with. We've had some rough weather in the past years for that. And all the out-of-town guests, if you saw fireworks, this is why. Let's take you to Victory Field. And after every home Friday night game, that's the way we end the work week here.
Look at that. I love it. It's Friday night.
Fireworks, and maybe it will signal the end of our heat wave here over the next few days. 95 today in Muncie. That's a warm spot. Indy at 92, 94 in Peru. Another day just as warm tomorrow. Then we start to turn the corner second half of the weekend. We're still at 82. That's a stunning temperature this time of day. 83 in Lafayette, 85, which is an average high temperature. We're running about 4 degrees above average for the month of July. We're dry tomorrow. On Sunday, as a cold front inches closer, that will increase our chance for thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon and evening hours, probably late afternoon into Sunday night. May have a couple of showers or thunderstorms early Sunday, and then it's all in a more favorable direction as we dry out. We'll also cool off, and we'll see the humidity drop. 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Let's jump to when we may see some thunderstorms develop between 1 and 4. Those would continue into the evening hours. Right now, the forecast model not overwhelming with a line of storms, but I do think we'll have at least a chance. A few of these could be strong to severe, with damaging wind being the main threat. I've backed off a couple degrees on the forecast for tomorrow afternoon just based on what happened today. Our high temperature 92. There's still warmer air to our west. So let's go for 94. We back off a little bit on Sunday, and then noticeably cooler, far more comfortable to start the work week Monday and Tuesday. Low temperatures will drop into the upper 50s by Tuesday. You may even open the windows once again and let in some of that fresh air. Temperatures, though, tomorrow morning and Sunday still very, very warm. Temperatures, they'll be warmest, I think, in the northern portion of the area tomorrow. 91 on Sunday with that increasing chance for thunderstorms. Follow the bouncing line here. Top of the scale for humidity for Sunday. Then, as this drops, we'll continue to get more comfortable early next week. Temperatures around central Indiana within a degree or two of where we were today. There'll still be a nice breeze out of the southwest. That will help out a bit. These are the heat index temperatures, or what it will feel like. And probably in this 2 to 6 p.m. time frame is the warmest stretch. There is your marginal or low risk for severe storms across much of central and northern Indiana later in the day on Sunday. That's when we begin to see the thunderstorms pop up, probably after 2 o'clock. Early next week, far more comfortable. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s. If you look at this in total, 5 of the next 7 days, temperatures will be in the 80s. Very comfortable mornings, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday morning, before we start to warm it up a little bit more by the end of next week.
Oh, is that word? Comfortable?
Comfortable. You pick the adjective.
Right,
Whatever
it
you
sounds
want.
good to me.
Yeah.
Stay close. Brad Brown is in next with sports. You're watching RTV6.
At Ross, yes for less.
And good evening, everyone. IndyCar's season is considered among the most challenging in all of racing because of the variety of tracks on the schedule. The most unique of those could be this weekend's trip to Iowa Speedway. Just 7/8 of a mile around, laps being turned in 12 to 13 seconds. They'll race under the lights tomorrow night, qualifying this afternoon. Dave First has this recap.
I feel like we were just in Toronto. Oh, wait a minute. We were just in Toronto.
Where?
In this same scenario, a pole position, maybe another win come tomorrow night here at Iowa Speedway. You'll take that, right?
Oh, yeah, but one step at a time. You know, it's been working for me. I've been in the moment all season long, and right now I'm really hitting my stride. So, you know, one day at a time. Tomorrow we're going into the race. Tonight, actually, I got to switch my mind. We're going to race mode. This morning the car felt really good in race conditions. So pleased we could get another pole. It's, at this point of the season, it's important to get any points you can get and also show the authority. So I'm right here and I'm going to be aggressive.
Championship point here today is pretty key. When you're watching someone like your teammate going out there last to try to bump you from pole, how nerve-wracking can that be?
Well, the whole qualifying is nerve-wracking because it's so hot. It's 135 degrees on the tarmac, and you know, those extreme conditions really change the car's behavior. So you don't really know what you're going to get,
right.
and you got to do it. You got to go out there and do it. So testament to my team Penske and the three teams doing such a great job working together. 1, 2, 3 on the grid just shows the speed we have. Now we got to convert that into consistency for race run.
It is hot. The heat index here is like 110 degrees. Have you ever experienced anything like this? Maybe Texas Motor Speedway, but man, it's hot.
Houston, I think there was one year in Houston, 2014. It was just
like
horrible.
The old kart days, yeah.
So actually IndyCar 2014.
Oh, that's
so,
right. Yeah.
But you know, that's what we prepare for.
It's good not to be in a fire suit. Oh, look, here's the boss, Tim Cindric. Congratulations. Good luck tomorrow, guys. Big day. Simon Pagenaud, another pole, third this season.
We talk about the variety of tracks. Look at what's left on the IndyCar schedule after Iowa. Next weekend, it's the winding road course at Mid-Ohio. Then they've got the massive triangle at Pocono. Gateway, another short oval. Portland, a street course. And the season finale at Laguna Seca will decide the championship. Joseph Newgarden enters tomorrow night's race as the points leader. Dave will have coverage of Saturday's race for us as well. Look for his interview with the winner right here. Have a great weekend. We're going to take one more break. We're back to the desk to wrap up tonight's news next.
Number 1 furniture and mattress store, Ashley Home Store.
Residents of the Indianapolis Zoo are staying cool during this heat wave with frozen treats. Keepers gave the zoo's cheetah chunks of ice and blood sickles. That's a frozen mixture of blood and water. They've also been making sure all the animals have plenty of water and shade. Species who are used to cooler temperatures have indoor facilities to escape the heat. Blood sickles.
Here's the way we stay cool. A splash park like this, right? That's a lot of fun. 105, the magic number tomorrow. As far as the heat index, then we dial it back. By the time we get to Monday, the heat index will match the predicted high of 81. That's a good deal. Much cooler most of next week. Enjoy the change. We just have to sneak our way there.
Sneak our way there. Be safe. Have a great weekend out there. And thanks for joining us for RTV6 News at 11. We hope you have a good evening. Good night.